Hi folks, you're watching Goro Talks the World. So now I'm in Slovakia. Been here like a couple of days, and I finally, met my girlfriend again. And for past 2 days, it has been very um, intimate. Today, actually, I went to see her grandparents in the very countryside of the Slovakia, and then he does hunting, and he showed me a classic Skoda car from Czechoslovakia, and we talk a little bit about politics. I'm very curious about communist era of you know this country, other Central European countries. It was really surprising that when he was asking about Japan, and he told me that was your prime minister assassinated lately, and it's about the Prime Minister Abe's assassination. And then it was so impressive that he knew about it. But anyways, so we talk about a little bit about the war in Ukraine, what really affects to his life, and it's like countryside, and then we said not really, but he opposed to help the Ukrainians, refugees, and other stuff, because for them it's so serious, but because Ukraine is the next country, then many Ukrainian people come to the Slovakia and live here, and then they basically, there are already so many Ukrainians here, then so their opinion is like, why do we have to have more? Because seriously, Slovakia's economy is not not like the economy in America, of course. Very small country, and everybody's very humble and then content to live their lives, and then working so hard. Not much of their own industry. Yet they used to make cars. Like Skoda is one of the brand in the communist era, since the communist era. So, but then they are now mostly, main industry is like making auto parts of the Volkswagen. So then, like it's just, so they don't have much, and then why, do they have to accept more foreigners? So that's kind of like just the old man's opinion, and it's pretty interesting that what I'm trying to say is, in America, we watch on the news and what's going on in Ukraine, and we feel sorry. So then we think that we should help the Ukrainian and all the stuff. But on the other hand, like just neighbor countries, their life is, their economics are not really great. Then like it's hard for them to kind of like putting the helping hand. But still, like just the Slovak government, uh, they decided to help the Ukrainians. Not many people agree. That's kind of like he just mentioned that. That was interesting. And then also like just about, I just asked the how, how does like a Czechoslovakia part two, Slovakia and Czechia. I asked him, what does it make a difference? And then he said that no, like his life is always same in this, countryside. So then I just imagine his life is so quiet, and it's been all same, nothing changed, and that's kind of like some very beautiful thing. Not so much of even like just the regime change didn't really affected to his life, which is beautiful. I mean, there must be something, but still. But anyways, and then like the countryside of the Slovakia is so beautiful, and then my girlfriend is so beautiful, and then we are very happy to get back. But still, something that we really are careful. My presence in like in this town, small town, sometimes uh, bothers her parents because foreigner walks around with their daughter in a small town, and um, neighbors start rumor. So then we are really careful right now. Like just I rent a car, then so we can go different city and hang out and have a date. Um, I stay in the same little town, but the it's kind of far end of the town, so that it's not a walking distance near their house. So then neighbor is not gonna see us, something like that. Like it's just it's kind of like a maybe small town mentality, and also kind of like just I think like the parents grew up in half of life, most of life, growing up uh, in communist era, then they really care what the neighbors think about them, because they find something weird or funny, then back then they could report to the government. Then like it's just it's very scary time they lived, and it's just hard for us, like just the people who grew up in like Western cultures. It's for us, it's totally incomprehensible, you know and I somehow like just to learn everything like that by myself. Then I try to respect their life, and their family life, and then I try not to hurt their reputation to the small community. And then so then it's just kind of like our freedom is a little bit of oppressed, to be honest. Then a lot of people think it's not right or something, but to me, like, it doesn't matter. It's the most important thing is like try to make things worse. Then I told my girlfriend that like we finally you know see each other again, then we can restart our relationship. It wasn't really easy. We took 4 years through the pandemic. Finally, we took 4 years. Like sometimes we didn't have enough. Like um, enough topics, and sometimes I got so much frustration, and we fought over the like a chat, and like it was so crazy, so many years, and then finally we just have we this is the chance that we can take all back to how we started, originally in 2018. Right now it's much more important that we find a way to make it work. But we both on the same page.